What's up, everybody? Mark Drumheller, Dave Gleckner here with the Sharp app. USFL Week 8 Best Bets. NBA Finals on tonight, but the game is already over in the third quarter. Nuggets up by 21. So we are turning the page after we cash some NBA bets and now moving on to the USFL to see if we can find some edges in the Week 8 slate. Dave, it's been an interesting season. I know we were talking about this a little bit offline. Dogs 10-2 straight up the past 3 weeks. 10-2 on the money line. So, lots of meat on the bone out there, lots of variance. It's hard to really get a grasp of which teams are good. Lots of teams on either winning streaks or losing streaks. But, it's been a fun season.
It's been an awesome season. And look, we were on some stuff last week and we were okay. I think ended up 2-2 because of those dogs. But it's been crazy, and we've talked about this. It's a season of streaks, right? You start off bad, you get on this big winning streak, and a lot of teams have done that. And teams that we think are right at the top then lost again last week. This thing's wide open.
It is. It's wide open at this point, which is, good for the futures market, right? If you want to take a look at the futures market, there's some spots. Now, I hit Houston last week, take two. Plus 550. They come out and they lose to Memphis. Memphis won their 4th straight game. They're still like plus 800.
That's the team I still like. I like Houston,
8-1 in the futures market, man. So there is some value in the futures market now. But like I said, this league is completely upside down to where it was 3-4 weeks ago. And who knows what it's going to look like, as we get into the playoffs. We got 3 weeks left of the regular season. Then we get the playoffs. Everything pretty much wide open. A couple teams kind of falling off. You see New Jersey falling off. You got Pittsburgh at 2-5 as well. But we'll talk about those teams. But let's get into our best bets, Dave. I'm going to start with a dog. This is my favorite play of the week, probably. Rematch of last year's championship game, Philadelphia Stars, Birmingham Stallions. Philadelphia getting 6 points. And this is a team that started, 1-3. You look at the Stars, an embarrassing 41-16 loss in week 4 to Houston. And they bounce right back. Just when everybody counted them out, they bounce right back. They win 3 straight games. Took care of Pittsburgh last week in a wild game, 37-31. But, what you're seeing is, the red zone offense looked a lot better. And I just think in this league, we talked about how successful the Dogs have been. 6 points is a lot. Now, Birmingham has won a couple games by double digits. So they're the team that is covering as a favorite. Out of all the teams, they're doing the best as the favorite against the spread. So that is a little bit, that's something to keep in mind. But really, what sold it to me is this Stars team has a ton of momentum. You have a Stallions team coming off a big win last week against the New Orleans Breakers. So a little bit of a letdown spot. And now you got the Stars winning 3 games straight. And you're getting 6 points against the Birmingham defense. The Birmingham offense is incredible, but the defense last in the USFL in yards allowed. So when you have a defense like that, you're laying a big number in a league like this where dogs are hot, winning outright at like I said, 10 of the last 12 games. I just had to jump on it. So I took the Stars at plus 6.
All right, I'm going to the game, with Memphis and New Jersey. Like, you got a team with a 4-game winning streak, team with a 4-game losing streak, and that team with the winning streak is a dog? Like, I
know, crazy. I didn't understand this line at all. I still don't.
I'm still going with it. Maybe I'm getting hooked and baited, but I don't care. I'm going with the showboats. I know listen, Houston had the showboats. They were up, I think it was 3 or 4 with 2 minutes left, and big 64-yard touchdown changed the momentum and the end score, and the showboats get that 4th win in a row, beating a very good Houston Gamblers team. So I just feel like they're on a momentum boost right now. New Jersey just can't find it, and now it's going to be Kyle Luletta, right? And I just have no faith that he can do anything to move the ball enough. I like Memphis in this game. I know it's probably like one of those, hey, they got to lose sometime soon. They've been winning these lucky games, but I don't care. When it's black 4 times at roulette table, I'm black 5 times. And I'm riding it. I'm going with the showboats plus 2.
Yeah, no reason to jump off the bus if it's still paying out every week. So that's what I see. I saw that line. I still can't believe that line. I'm not sure what's going on, what I'm missing there. But, I agree with you. I think
it feels like a trap.
Are the side. I think the market is still down on them because they're winning the turnover margin in a big way every week. But some teams just, I'm not saying that regression is not going to come. They're not going to win the turnover margin every week. But, some teams just are better at turnover creation, and they're better at, making those big plays on defense. And I think New Jersey's a team that's really in a little bit of a flux, lost 4 straight, don't know what they're doing at the quarterback position. So, they fell off big time from last year. Last year, 9-1, went to the playoffs, and started this year 2-1, and everything's fell apart since. So, love that play with the showboats. I actually like that total a little bit. I might bang that under. I think it's around 41.5. I think that's a play. I think it's probably going to be a low scoring game, but I'm going to go with my best bet from a total perspective. And I got to get back. I got to get back on the Pittsburgh Mall.
I'm there too.
Perfect. So we're on the same one, which I think you have to. Now, we finally lost on the Pittsburgh under last week. Yeah. It was a 37-31 game. There was a ton of special teams, big plays, a ton of defensive turnovers that turned into They blocked a field goal before the end of the half, ran it back into the end zone. It was just a wild and crazy game. And to me, I think it was a little bit of an outlier. You had a Stars defense that hasn't been great in the red zone. Didn't score an offensive touchdown in 2 weeks, and they were scoring like clockwork against this Pittsburgh defense. So I think the Pittsburgh defense kind of steps up here. If you look at Houston last week, as much as I like them, when they were facing pressure, like Bahar really couldn't get the ball down the field. Like he tried dinking and dunking everything, matriculating down the field. And I think he's going to have that same problem against this Pittsburgh front. So I think it's just going to chew up a lot of clock. I think Pittsburgh's going to want to run the ball. So I think that this one's going to be, anything, like I said, under 42, I think is a play. But I love the Pittsburgh under. I got a 43.5. I think it's 42.5 now. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think 43.5 is what it opened at. And that's why I got a little action early, and I'm still confident in 42. Like you said, that 31-37 game was an aberration. I even pointed out last week, that just seemed like something that I was a little scared to touch. I ain't scared this week. And Houston didn't score a ton last week in the 23-20 game. They're not a team that sits there and tries to like really load up the scoreboard. They got a really good rushing attack, and I get it that they're going against a good rush defense, but in the same sense, I just think this game's going to be played in a very slow style. And that I'm in love with 43.5. Obviously, now you got to get it 42, 42.5. You're going to be fine. You're going to be.
I think it's fine. I think anything under 40 is fine here.
It's fine.
Like, I mean, this was Pittsburgh they had last week, and they had another game that they scored 44, where there was another kickoff return for a touchdown against Birmingham. Besides that, everything under 40. So
yep. It's a really good spot, and I think part of this is, hey, Houston can light it up, not against this type of defense, and they showed it last week against Memphis again. Like they're a good team, but they're not a team that's just going to light up the scoreboard. I really like this under. I'm with you. So my best bet's leaning Memphis, and also with that under, I think we're on the same page, and I like that when we're on the same page. Things go
definitely.
Well.
Then it's cash time. So there's our best bets. Total, we're in agreement, both on the Pittsburgh-Houston under. Dave likes the showboats, which I love. I mean, I just think the line's wrong. I don't know how, and I think New Jersey's taking money, but I have no idea. I don't have any faith in that team. Like I said, turnover aggression might come, but I don't think it's going to come this week. New Jersey actually has, I believe, 10 giveaways on the season. Memphis has 9, so it's not like they're playing a team that's that is good at protecting the ball. So I don't know. I think it's a crazy number.
And it's Lou Lennon. Like I'm going back to that.
Yeah, of course. Guy stinks. Yeah. There's nothing to really look at there. But so we're going to fade Jersey, and we're going to fade Birmingham. We're going to take the 6 points. It's a little crazy because the Stallions have blown some teams out. They won by 14. They won that 42-2 game early in the year against Memphis. But we think those are the solid plays. So listen, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Dave, you got anything else on the board you want to hit, or does that wrap it up?
No, I mean, for NBA Finals, had a little Denver -1.5. That was one of my favorites. I think you were riding the same thing, and
I took 2.5, so I have the 2.5. Yeah, because I figured it'll get it done in 5. Like I didn't think Miami can win in Denver. So if Denver splits in Miami, they win in 5. They wrap it up.
It was tonight. Miami's 6-0 in game ones in the past 2 seasons, and when you don't get it done tonight,
but none of them.
Game 2.
I said that in my video. I did a video where okay, none of them were coming off of Game 7, so that was
Right.
the thing. None of those 6
Yeah.
wins the past 2 years. So this is uncharted territory for them, and you saw it. Like those shooters, guys like Martin and Strauss,
Dude,
they start off like 0 for 1,000. Yeah, so
Bruce,
they
0 for 9 from threes. And they're
yeah
wide open. These aren't even
yep
like bad. Like,
yeah they don't have the legs. They're done. They're cooked.
yeah.
So
And I mean, Adebayo is actually playing the game. But in the end,
he is.
what struggles with the Heat, and one last point on that, is they just don't shoot enough foul shots. Again, only 2 foul shots tonight. It was bad in the Boston series. If you're not going to be able to get to the line and rely on jumpers and you don't make them, it's going to be tough. So 1.5 was my play, and I love your 2.5 now.
Yeah, I think the issue is they don't have legs, so they don't have lift on their shot. So they get into the paint, they look to pass because they, like you saw it against Boston. Like Butler was going up in the paint and just getting it sent into the third row. So
14 times, yeah,
yeah, no good. But yeah, so NBA Finals probably be quick work, probably be wrapped up by the time we're back here next week. But we will have USFL Week 9 bets for sure. So guys, thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you next week. Good luck on all your bets.